Have they just picked out this village by putting a pin in the map? Because it would seem to be a very strange place to dump 1,500 people entirely unfamiliar with the British Isles. I gather that Linton has one village shop, but there's not a lot else to do. And so these 1,500 guys who are going to be there for ages and ages and ages while they're being processed are going to be at a loose end, and they're going to be bored, and the devil makes work for idle hands. These are going to be very idle hands for week in, week out, month in, month out. Are the villagers really nervous about how bad things could get?
I think the villagers are really nervous about the fact, as Kevin mentioned in Parliament, about the fact that this decision was made, full stop. But the fact that nobody in Parliament and nobody in the civil service is owning this decision indicates that maybe there's a slow dropping of the penny, that it might not have been the marvellous decision that possibly it was touted at. I mean, it really is back of a fag packet policy making. We were, so going back to our democracy, we have all these checks and balances. We have an opposition party that should question strongly the government, and by so doing engender robust debate, which means that something is actually thrashed out properly. We haven't had a robust opposition party for a very, very long time, which means that the people in government, for some reason, believe they can do as they please. Luckily for us, we've got an MP who is trying to put a stop to that. Luckily for us, one of the local councils, North Yorkshire County Council, had a vote of no confidence last week in the Home Office. Luckily for us, Hambleton District Council, which is a council in which Linton-on-Ouse lies, are taking legal advice. We're hoping for an announcement any day soon. Moreover, the leader of the Hambleton District Council has said money is not an object to pursue the closure of this camp or the lack of opening, but maybe we're running out of time for opening. But they haven't done any risk assessment, any due diligence, and a report came to my notice earlier today, which I have promised your producer that I will share at the end of this programme. A report came to light where it has actually been announced that an environmental assessment, impact assessment, is now being carried out. But that should have been carried out weeks and weeks before the decision was announced. There should have been a community impact assessment. There should have been health impact assessment. I mean, the police have asked for a month's adjournment of the opening because they weren't involved. They haven't been given any extra money for policing. The Home Office tells us that there will be no change to our lives, and yet the police have actually promised 24-hour police presence in a village that hasn't seen a policeman for, 10 years.